Okay, so these are the things you should focus on to become the best version of yourself. But first off, you need to know who you are, you need to know what you love, and you need to know what you stand for. These three things are very key and very, very important before you can actually tackle the four main points that we are going to give you to become the best version of yourselves. Yeah.
Yes, for instance, in becoming the best version of yourself, self-care is one of the important and necessary steps that you should take.
That's the first point, self-care.
Yes, so self-care. When we say self-care, we mean taking care of your physical appearance, your emotions, your mental health, and doing things that make you portray yourself in the image that you want to be seen as.
Okay.
Yes, and that can be done through affirmations. So speaking to yourself, taking a mirror, looking in the mirror, speaking to yourself, speaking positively about yourself, seeing your own self in high regard for other people to be able to see you in that regard.
Okay.
When you want people to see you in a certain regard, you're supposed to see yourself in that regard first. So if you want people to respect you, you're supposed to respect yourself in order for other people to respect you. So self-care involves healthy living, a healthy lifestyle, and I think you should add up.
Okay, so if you ask me, self-care is physical well-being, mental well-being, and also spiritual well-being.
Yes.
So
right.
physically, I'll speak for the guys because I'm a guy.
Okay.
Yeah. Physically, as a guy, you need to actually take care of yourself. The way you look, your hair, your face, your skin, your body. That's with physical appearance. Mentally, you have to make sure you have a sound mind. You have to make sure that you take good care of your mind. You have to make sure you don't involve yourself in certain things that are going to bring down your mental health, are going to damage your mental well-being. So that's mentally. And then with spiritually, if you're a guy or if you're a man and you don't have a strong spiritual foundation, then believe me, you are very, very lost. Christians, as a Christian, I would advise you to read your Bible, to meditate, to pray every single day. Don't do it once in a while. Be doing it every single day, because your strong connection with God is actually what's going to actually really help you to improve in this life. So that's my take on self-care. And then there's a lot deeper stuff you can actually say on self-care, but that's not the main focus of the video. So
Yeah. So in other words, self-care involves, or in summarization, summary, self-care involves taking good care of your physical health, your mental health, and your spiritual well-being.
That's the most important of them all. The spiritual well-being is the most important.
Yeah. So when you look at these three, you yourself, you're able to conclude on how exactly you're supposed to become the best version of yourself through these three. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to the next, which is.
Okay. So the next one is building strong relationships.
Okay.
First off, let me take over from here.
Okay.
So in building strong relationships, you are supposed to focus on the things, or you are supposed to focus on the kind of people around you. So if I always say this, do the things you need to do to become who you need to become. But this time I'm saying meet or, have a community with the right kind of people who would actually push you to become who you need to become. If you want to be a doctor, the best thing you need to do is to go to school, complete school, continue completing school, enter medical school, and then, find people around you who are well equipped with the necessary knowledge to become a doctor. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Oh, feel free.
Okay, so in order to also build strong relationships, you should know how to relate well with people, how to tolerate people, respecting people, being kind to people. All these, it all includes just moral values as a whole. So building a strong relationship is basically how you are able to relate with other people. Yeah. So that is also another way of becoming the best version of yourself. If you're able to, like we discussed in one of our videos, we haven't posted that yet, but then why having a code is essential. We'll post that soon. I'll actually post it before this video. So why having a code is essential? Some of the steps that we mentioned included some of the things that you needed to do to be seen as part of maybe a group. Yeah. So that is how building a strong relationship too can be. If you're not able to have certain codes in life, you cannot build strong relationships with people, because then you do not know how to relate with them. So that is also another way.
So to add up to what she's saying, basically all she's saying is that before you can actually join a community, or before you can join any single community, there are certain characteristics, certain values, certain things you are supposed to do as an individual, and certain things you are supposed to prevent yourself from doing as an individual to actually fall in line or to actually be part of that group. So when you focus this more on, job wise, as maybe a doctor or something, you need to actually learn, because without the knowledge you can't actually do it. You need to actually get specific knowledge, not just general knowledge, but specific knowledge on this. Maybe if you are going to specialize in a certain area, you need to get specific knowledge before you can join that community. So if it's heart surgeons, you need to focus your attention on the heart. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's with joining the right what's the name? Making the right kind of friendships, right?
Yeah, building strong relationships.
But then also, all in all, building strong relations is just me telling you to actually be with the right kind of people who are going to positively influence your life. So if you want to become the best version of yourself, be around people who are going to give you that positive energy. Don't be around people who are going to bring you down. Don't be around people who are going to push you to do things that definitely that you are never supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I was also going to say that building strong relationships also has to do with you cherishing the people around you.
Yeah.
Because when you cherish those around you that do good to you and all, it also helps you build more on that relationship for it to become stronger. Because cherishing and appreciating the people that are in your life shows that you actually care and you are grateful for what you have. So then people notice this, and then you're able to build strong relationships through this. And that is also becoming the best version of yourself through appreciation.
Yeah. Let's do a round of applause.
Okay. Yeah. So what's the next point?
So the next point is to create a plan and to focus on the long-term goal.
Create a plan and focus on the long-term goal. When we say long-term goal, are we looking at the future, or what are we looking at?
If you ask me, something that is long-term is maybe, for now, we all need money, right? Almost see every single human being needs money.
Yeah, boy.
Especially the kind of economy we are inside, I forget. Okay, so right now we all need money.
Yeah.
We have to create a plan. Some people will actually find a way to be getting money now. You get what I'm saying? Through certain ways. Some of them are very devious, some of them are not. But then in the long term, if what you are doing right now isn't something that is going to help you, I wouldn't advise you to stop, but I advise you to also create, if it's not helpful, if it's not something that is morally upright, I advise you to stop. But then if it's not, you can continue. But then you should also look forward. You should also spy into the future.
I think you should repeat that part again. If it's not morally upright, that part.
If it's not morally upright. What? you should stop, because it's not going to help you. But then if it's not, like maybe it's something that is good, you can continue. Okay. But in addition to it, you should look forward in the future. Look, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, what are the things that I can start doing right now to actually be where I need to be? It's a long-term thing. Don't expect don't expect reward, or don't expect something to come now, because it's not a plan for now, it's a plan for your future. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like building a company. When most people start, most of the billionaires they don't start with a plan of getting everything back now. They start by looking towards the future. Looking at the future. They focus on what can I do now to actually make sure that my kids don't start where I started. Because a lot of people, there's this man named Jose Zinga. He was very poor, very, very poor. His whole family was poor. But then he puts it in his mind that he's the one who's going to change the destiny of his family. So his entire life, he was always looking long term. He delayed gratification. And when I say delayed gratification, I'm basically telling you that you should put restraint on yourself from, pleasing or, enjoying little pleasures now. So while people were going out, having fun, partying, he said no. Put everything to an end. He said he's going to suffer now and he's going to make it later. So with him, what he had in his mindset was that, he started out poor. He was in places with people who were extremely rich, extremely well-to-do, because he was very smart. But then he could never be on the same level as them. He wasn't quite equal with them because they didn't have money. Before he could get something that somebody wanted, it would take him probably like 5 years to get to how the person could have just asked his parents and gotten like this. So he puts it in his mind that he's going to put his children at that level where anything they need, he can easily provide for them. And that is the mindset that anybody should actually have to actually create a plan for the future. Yeah.
Okay, I was also going to say, in order to become the best version of yourself, it also includes, in this life that we live, this generation especially, you can't always please people, because no matter what you do, there are people that are going to find fault with every single little thing that you do. So you cannot live your life to please people. You should not live your life to please people, and you must not live your life to please people. Otherwise, you do not become the best version of yourself. When you always seek external validation, external validation, you cannot become the best version of yourself, because then you're only relying on what other people think and not what you yourself want or think. And in that sense, you're kind of not living a real life, or you're not living your life. We're living other people's lives, what other people expect and want from you. So that's also another way. So becoming the best version of yourself means that you should be able to please your own self first. Do not rely on external validation. That is also another way. So
okay. So now the next point.
The next point.
Okay. So now the next point is to reflect and adjust.
Reflect and adjust. Okay. I think that was self-explanatory, but go into it.
Okay. So in line with creating a long-term goal. Let me give an example. Maybe it's a 5-year plan. So by the end of 5 years, I'm supposed to have reached somewhere I'm supposed to reach, right? So in the first 6 months, so you are going to break it down into, sections. So maybe in the first 6 months of the first year, at the end of the first 6 months of the first year, you should literally sit down, think about it, where you started from and where you are now. Reflect on everything, all the little improvements you've accumulated over the 6 months, and think, have I done well enough? Am I where I actually need to be? Am I on course?
So that's you reflecting.
And then if you realize that there's a problem with it, or there's something you can do to actually improve your productivity, something you can do to actually become better. I think it doesn't really matter becoming the best version of yourself. It can be the best version of self, maybe in the workplace, maybe as an individual in general, maybe as a good friend to somebody. Basically, being the best version of yourself is literally going to touch across every single thing that you do as an individual. So let me use business as an example, because this is actually very, very helpful. So with starting out a business, over the first 6 months, have I made the profits that I estimated I'm going to make at the end of these 6 months? Am I still on course to actually get to where I need to get to by the end of the 5-year plan? You know what I'm saying? So if you are not, now you should start thinking of strategies that you can use to adjust and to become better.
Adjustments. Okay.
So that's with the adjustment. So you think of, what can I do to actually, or improve what I'm doing, or improve upon what I'm doing? Am I doing it the right way? What are the things that I'm doing that are not necessary for me to do? Things that are cutting into my time.
So basically, things that you should add up and things that you should subtract
from it.
So things that you need to drop, and so habits that you need to drop and habits that you need to pick up.
Yes. Yes. I think I was saying a lot, but then she actually really summarized it well. Okay, So that's it. That's it. These are the key points to actually becoming the best version of yourself.
So in becoming the best version of yourself, becoming the best version of yourself, you should self-care. You should have self-care. Reflect. I shouldn't jump.
Okay. You can mix it up. Doesn't matter.
So self-care, reflecting and adjusting,
creating a long-term
plan, and what was the last one?
Building strong relationships.
So I'll put that on the screen later on. Yes. Okay. I think we've said enough.
That's it.
Okay. So thank you guys so much for watching. Really do appreciate. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, like the video, share, and please put down in the comment section your thoughts on this. We'd really like to review on all your comments, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
One more thing. Remember, these things are very important. Don't take them for granted. Don't be one of those people who come watch and be like, okay, they said this, and then you just close the phone or turn off your phone or move to another video and be like, okay, I've heard, now it's going to be in my mind. No, write it down and actually start practicing. You can start practicing right after you watch the video. For the following day, steps you are going to put in place, or you can even start right now. So feel free.
Okay, so we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.